Good morning, sir. Sir, you're charged with unlawful carrying of a weapon. You are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. Shh. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. On February 5th, 2025, the officer responded to a suspicious person with a weapon on 5900 Gulf Freeway. The officer made contact with the defendant, who was 17 years old. The defendant advised he was inside Jack in a Box while brothers were selling waters outside. The defendant saw a male rushing at his brothers with a knife, pulled out his gun, and pointed it at the male while telling his brothers to run. The officer performed a search on the defendant, locating a 9mm Glock 19, and the defendant advised he bought the gun from a friend for $150.
I mean,
Yes, Judge. In this case, the officer was going off the fact that he performed the search because he indicated there was a firearm. So
he's going to the defense of others.
Yes, Judge.
So another person.
And it's just the way that this is pled is because he's underage. He's below the age of 21. That's the way it's pled, Your Honor.
You hear this?
Hold on, I'm gonna go yell at somebody. Hold on. Don't know what's going on. Hi, Judge. Is this young man charged with unlawful carrying of possession for being under 21?
Correct.
Hold on, I've got a kit. Here's the DPS
But I'm
memo.
more concerned about the defense of others. Did you hear it? I mean,
No, hold on.
hold on a second.
Here's DPS.
Let me give you a lawyer, Mr.
Yeah. Oh, I volunteer. I volunteer representation. Yeah.
Give me a record, can you fill that out, please?
I will do that. But here's a DPS memo saying that it's
Hold on a second.
unconstitutional.
You know, representative gentleman?
Oh, hell yes. Here's the Fifth Circuit saying that it's unconstitutional. Here is the United States District Court, Northern District, saying it's unconstitutional. Here's a motion to quash information. I'll just cross out the name.
Great job.
Yeah, I had to get in this fight yesterday, and I'm teed up.
Here you go, Mr. Tito.
Thank you.
Judge.
I was gonna, yeah, look, you gotta be very careful. You know, God forbid something happens where you really dig yourself a hole. I'm gonna find no probable cause, but really, you have to be very careful. You know, sometimes you make a decision in life and it can really have consequences, all right? You know what that means, right? Are you in school? It all starts with school, man. You got to get back into school. This is not a good way to go through life at 17. The more schooling you have, the more money you're going to make. Knowledge is power, my friend. Do it. Make something. Make me proud, please. It's going to get dismissed. Be careful, friend. The thing is that this is going to continue to happen until you resolve those cases out of state. You have an open case in Tennessee, right?
Georgia.
I know Georgia, but you also got one in Tennessee, in that
Kansas.
Kansas. Both of those cases will haunt you until the day you die, unless you go back and handle those cases. However, it may be all of just hiring a lawyer and reaching out to the courts in Kansas because it's a suspended license case. But it's always going to trail you until you go take care of it. Your lawyer's asking me to set you a bond, and I'm going to, but I have to make it sufficiently high that you realize that we mean business, that you have to go back to Georgia to take care of that case. Do you understand? You also need to understand that I don't play games. If I set you a bond, I'm only going to give you one. I'm not going to do this again. So if you bond out and you fail to go back to Georgia, I will issue a nationwide warrant for your arrest. I'm going to set the bond at 0. And if you don't go back, I set it at 0. I'm going to get you back. And this time I will hold you until Georgia comes and gets you. Do you understand? You have one chance to make this right. So what's the bond amount?
I would ask for $500.
Judge Fleischer, we're asking for a high bond or no bond, 5 figures. That's what Day is requesting.
What kind of bond can you make?
Actually going through cancer treatment right now, so that's the reason I would need to get out. So my treatment.
I don't know that. How do I know that? How do I know you're not just saying that? Regardless, you have to go back to Georgia. So
I take care of it. I didn't know I had this over my head, so.
what kind of bond can you make?
I be paid. I'm gonna be able to pay.
I'm good at 1,000. If you want 1,000, I'll give it to you. But I'm not going to play this game, Mr. Blacker. So this is an extremely low bond. If you don't go back, it's really not going to end up well for you, especially if you have truly, if you're undergoing treatment for cancer, because understand that if you don't go back and take care of that business and I have to issue a warrant for your arrest and we get you back, you're probably going to be sitting months in there waiting for Georgia to come get you.
I was called from.
You understand? Okay.
Where the line starts.
I'm set about $1,000.
Thank you, Judge. And did you tell?
Yeah, you have 2 weeks from the date of your release to go turn yourself into Georgia. Don't go on a plane because they're going to arrest you. You got to find another way to get up to Georgia, and you have to go turn yourself in. Do you understand? If you don't do that within the 2 weeks, I will issue a warrant for your arrest.
Council for recess.